Hello, and welcome to this video introduction on how to use the code editor Vim. Vim was released in 1991 and is used in the command line or terminal. This makes it both valuable in the sense that it can be used in machines without a proper user interface, but also difficult to get the hang of due to the lack of traditional features you may be used to. The big reason to consider getting familiar with Vim is that it is everywhere. If you're using a Unix machine, there's a very good chance it was already on it, and if it is not, it is easy to install. Simpleness of it also allows Vim to be on machines that couldn't handle a fully featured code editor like Notepad++ or an IDE. With all that said, let's move on to Vim. Before we start, we have to go over what you will need to make the most of this video. It's very simple. All you really need is access to Vim. So make sure it's on your machine. Since Vim is very commonly used for coding, I will assume you have some experience already. But coders of any level can use this tutorial, so please don't feel intimidated. Finally, you'll need some patience. Vim can be a little frustrating at first, but it's worth sticking through. We're going to switch over to my machine now. To start Vim, just enter the command vim file.c. It will check for file.c or the file name you enter in a directory, open it if it finds it. If the file does not exist, a new one will be created for you. Either way, Vim will start and you'll be looking at the file you just opened. Vim starts in normal mode, which is used to input editor commands. You can enter this mode by pressing escape as well. Examples of these commands are pressing DD to delete a line and U to undo your last action. This mode is important because Vim does not allow for easy mouse access. So more standard stuff like deleting multiple lines or copying and pasting will be done in normal mode. The next mode we will talk about is the command line mode, which you enter by pressing the colon key while in normal mode. These commands go beyond text editing, which makes this distinct from normal mode. One command you can enter is the color command, which lets you change the color scheme of Vim. You just need to cycle through your options with the tab key. Personally, I find that Tort works the best for me. It allows me to see lines like that comment on the top much better with the dark black background. But you can cycle through and find whichever one works for you. Last mode we will talk about is the insert mode. Enter this by pressing either I or the insert key while in normal mode. This allows you to enter text in your file. If you've noticed, the file we opened before had a .c at the end, which makes this a C file. That means that when we type C keywords like if or switch, they will be highlighted in a different color than the rest of the text, which will be white. This feature alone personally makes Vim more worthwhile as a basic text editor without this feature. Last thing we'll be discussing is saving and exiting Vim, which is done in the command mode. The command to save is :W, and the command to quit is :Q. Combine both of these two as :WQ to save and quit. If you want to quit without saving changes, you also have to do Q exclamation mark. And that is the basics of Vim. Hope that you feel more comfortable going forward with the abilities to use Vim. I'd recommend trying to do something like a Hello World project or play around with the commands to get a better feel for them, help them stick in your mind for future use. There's also an online tutorial called OpenVim, which is a great resource for further learning and to cement even more commands into your mind. Thank you for listening.